lecture with Romans chapter 10 verse 14, and I will read to verse 15. Please just pay attention, or can you help us? What he said? All right. Romans chapter 10 verse 14 and 15. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? Let's read verse 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. I don't know, maybe you understand that scripture. Do you understand that scripture? Sister Oyin, do you understand that? You don't understand. Do you understand? You don't understand. All right. Thank God I asked you. Now, verse 14 of that chapter of Romans chapter 10 says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? If you notice that chapter, that verse of the Bible, you will discover that it started with how, a question mark. There are people who have not believed in the gospel of Christ. Now, I am hearing God asking you, how do you expect them to hear about God, about the gospel of Christ, without a preacher? And I have said it before, that we are not actors, we are what? We are ministers. And a minister do what? A minister preach, a minister teach, a minister tutors. Are you following me? Now, the Bible is asking us, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? It is not possible. Someone who has not met Christ, how do you expect him to believe Christ? And that is why God is sending you and I to go and preach the good tidings through what? Through Christian drama. Something clear by? Something clear by? How shall they preach except what? And that is why you and I, we are needed. Look at how it started. How then shall they call on him? They did not believe him. How shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without you and I, we are a preacher? And that is why you need to understand your calling, the drama. How then shall they without a preacher? Tí o bá sí preacher, how do we hear about Jesus Christ? How do they hear about his miracles? He said, how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful. Please, I want us to pay attention to this place. This place caught my attention. How beautiful are the feet of them that preach what? What are we preaching? Do you know that the peace they wrote here represent Christ? Because Christ is the Prince of Peace. What are we preaching? We are preaching Christ through what? Our drama. Then the Bible is saying our feet is beautiful. Do you know the meaning? When the Bible say how beautiful, meaning that they cannot quantify the beauty. That is why they put how. You are not getting me. Bí a ṣe ṣe iyebíye sí níwájú Ọlọ́run, wọn ò lè kà, wọn ò lè, they cannot quantify it, they cannot measure it. And that is why they put how, because it is immeasurable. You cannot measure it. So I am now seeing myself as a precious vessel in the hand of God. Why? Because I am a preacher. It is not everyone that use the mic that preach on the altar that is a preacher. You and I, we are what? We are preachers. Through what? Through drama. Majority of us, we don't know what we carry, and that is why they force us into drama group. Majority of us, we don't know the meaning of drama. We just find ourselves in drama group. Why? Because my friend, my roommate is a drama member. So because he's going to rehearsal, let me follow her. That is how we become a drama member. We really do not understand what drama entails.